Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to our Tuesday evening stream here on lichess and Twitch. The only place Sladgie plays chess online. Sparkle Horse Zen Chess has joined us. Shaki Dinesh. Everyone sucks but me. Urek, Asterbate, Niles, and Pyrat. So we've got 9 players thus far. Here's the link to today's tournament. 7 rounds. 7 plus 5. Fastish Rapid. Basically, fast rapid. Here's the link to the tournament. You can't handle the truth. Magnus. The truth isn't good content. Alright. Truth isn't profitable. Now, is it? Isn't that the truth? Lies are profitable. The truth is hard to swallow. That's why we have so much conspiracy theories out there today. Alright. Aldisto has joined us. Excel Poker is in the house. Welcome. Guys, please subscribe. Keep the stream powered up. We've got Ponda Fast Rapid. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm getting European. I was born in the United States, but speaking European now. Alright. Sparkle Horse, Aldisto, Excel Poker, Zencha, Shaki, Dinesh, Rafdamov, a new player from Azerbaijan. Everyone sucks but me. Urek, Asterbate, representing twice. Niles, Pyra. That was a pretty cool trick there, how you got in there twice, Asterbate, on the first page and the second page. Ruslan Bear with the win in the simul when the Sladgie got distracted. Alright. I usually have food coma on Tuesday. I try not to eat any carbohydrates. I ate meat and salad, chicken and salad. No carbos, no carbs. Hopefully no food coma for Sladgie after Tuesday night dinner. Never good to eat a big meal right before you play chess. Need at least an hour between eating and playing. Alright. Ready to start in about 10 minutes. Guys, we also have a subscriber stream on Thursday night. I've got a couple of games. Schieber Spieler beat his nemesis. We're going to review that. My loss against Hera Imre Jr. I played 30 CPL. It was not one of my best efforts. Interesting game, though. I'm getting worse. My other games were a little bit cleaner. Made a bunch of inaccuracies. Still, I could have saved the game, even in the ending. If only I had computer technique. All right. You have a tournament again in April, going for 6 out of 9. Sexy. That's my goal. I may submit for analysis stream then. That's in April. Yeah, we got a lot going on. Taxes are coming up. I love tax time. I have to take days out of my work schedule to figure out how much I have to pay to the Internal Revenue Service. What else is good about this time of year? We had really nice weather today. Actually, in Budapest, I would call today our first spring day. Theoretically, the weather app I had claimed it was 13 degrees Celsius or something, but didn't feel that warm. So what's up, guys? We've got beer on tap. Actually, it's not on tap, it's in a can. We've got a beer, 7 rounds rapid. Good training, but I gotta somehow get off of this increments have made me like too dependent on the increments, and it's made me like a time pressure addict. I realized like since I've really come back to chess, and time controls have changed to purely 30-second increments, I've become real time pressure oriented, and I never used to be like that in the old days when we played normal time controls with no increment. I think it's like these streams are making me totally dependent on getting down to my increments. Alright. What's up? You love the 2+1+30 formats. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I started, you know. That's really how I started playing chess. Those kind of long time controls that lasted 7 hours potentially. Yeah, that was awesome. I missed the 7 hour potential, you know, time limit. We had ones even like where it was 2+1+1, where it was like potentially 8 hours. Or adjournments in the old days. I remember I played in U.S. Open. My first U.S. Open, there were still adjournments, though that was very rare. Alright, 7 minutes. My chess club in Boston used to have adjournments. Of course, you know, that's not practical today with computers, but it was even becoming a problem back in the 90s. I used computers to prepare for my adjournments. Alright. What do we got? What's up? Welcome, everybody. Acerbate. Got a bunch of people in the chat room. EP87. Ander. He's new. Hunter 1998, not in the list yet. Do we need a link? No Uber driver yet. Copy and paste. Yeah, that's a great feeling. That's like a poker tournament, Excel poker, where you like survive to day 2 and get like knocked out on the first hand. Nothing like the feeling of that. You come back day 2 of a poker tournament, you play like 10 hours one day, come back the next day and like get knocked out on the first hand or something. That's annoying. In the old days, they used to resign before resumption, even. Oftentimes, famous games were adjourned and then just resigned or abandoned because someone figured out they were lost. Alright, we've got adjournments in this tournament, obviously. 7+5. I think for the first time after 3 games where time pressure is really causing problems, I've got to address it. I've really got to stop getting into... I've got to be more practical with this 90 minutes shit. I got to be more practical with my time. I'm just like ignoring the time and letting it disappear and getting into time pressure every single game, and it's starting to get to be really a very boring routine. It's costing me games now. Alright, but anyway, we are doing what we're doing here. Don't forget to work on rook in games, yeah. Well, fortunately I didn't have another rook in game. This was like more complicated, bishops and knights, but and rook. But it was tough. It was tough. I had like one opportunity where I might have been able to save the game. Talking about the simul, no, another loss last week in Hungarian Super League. I lost 3 games in a row now, which is really not easy playing Grandmasters with black every single game, but still, it hurts to lose. And you know, any game, it hurts to lose multiple games in a row. I always sort of tilted when I lost like multiple games in a row. Of course, it doesn't hurt as bad when it's, you know, separated by a week or a couple weeks. But I still don't losing like multiple games in a row. I lost 2 weeks in a row. One I definitely shouldn't have lost, and the other one. Gotta play better, man. These Grandmasters are just accurate. They're just more accurate. You know, they're just not making hardly any mistakes. Nothing brilliant, you know, really. It's like, what does a 2600 do? You know, it's not so much brilliant moves. It's like just consistency and hardly making any inaccuracies. They're playing like me, but just better. Just more accurately. And faster. We've got to be more accurate and faster if you want to play on Grandmaster level. Otherwise, they're going to be like 2350 forever. 2350 is a new 2400. All right. So what do we got here? Strong tournament. Aldisto, Excel Poker, Zen Chess. 4 players over 2200. Yeah, over the board. Off-track betting. Heroku, Niles, Pyrat, Astrobait, AP87. I don't feel too bad today. Definitely gonna avoid carbohydrates before Tuesday's stream. Meat and salad. I don't feel a food coma. It's good. A couple weeks in a row here, I was like having a total food coma as the tournament was starting. Not so bad today. What's up, everybody? Let's hear your chess stories. What's new with you guys and girls? Many girls out there in the audience. Alright, I've got a lot of friends online. A few. How many of my friends are actually playing in the tournament? 1. You gotta get these friends in the tournament. 2, 3. 3 out of 11 of online chess friends are actually playing in this. Get my own friends in this thing. Damn, my Windows. Chrome acts funky. Chrome has a tendency to act a little funky at times. And I only use it for lichess. Dude, what are you talking about? What is that? Astrobait, is that some kind of weird conversation from a movie or something? That's Van Halen? Wait, there's not chess in the song, is there? You substituted Chess for Love. Okay, I thought it was some weird... movie conversation or something. Starting now. Guys, please support the stream. Donate and subscribe. Dr. Capablanca has followed. Nice to have you. Hunter98. Good luck. Good games. May the force be with you. By the way, I don't really like Magnus's quote for this tournament. I think playing long games online is a good idea. But as I said, beginning the stream, the truth is not profitable. Oh no. Bishop e7 after bishop b4 and back voluntarily. Dr. Capablanca. Stapfargan. Gifted tier 1 sub to Resonance Spectator. Dr. Capablanca, you're kidding us, right? Alright. You're the best, Stapfargan. Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf. Alright, now my brain fog starting up. For long online games, this way easy to cheat. Dude, no shit. That's why we're not playing for money. Did I say playing for money? Of course, man, but I'm talking about just learning the game, you know. I'm talking about training and whatnot. People are just deluding themselves if they're cheating. Alright. You gotta just, like, accept that, you know. That's a part of online chess, but they can also cheat in Bullet, so it really doesn't matter. There's this sort of delusion that people don't cheat in Bullet, like it's still like 1999 or something. We're all like playing on the Internet Chess Club and it's 1999 and people don't have the capacity to cheat in Bullet and Fast Blitz anymore. The fact of the matter is people can cheat in any time control if they're dedicated to it enough. Wow, this A-pawn thing, man, that's pretty aggressive. But I think Black's play with bishop b4 and bishop back to e7 voluntarily is pretty strange, although maybe it just transposes ultimately. Thanks for the gift sub from Stapfargan. This A-pawn thing, I don't know who this player is. I know nothing about them. Hunter. There's something just popped in my head. An art teacher from high school was named Mr. Hunter. He taught graphic arts, mechanical drawing. I never had him as a teacher. Just weird the things you remember randomly. It's funny that, like, you know, something from 35 years ago that I haven't thought of for 35 years pops in your head. He sadly hung his rook. So that's it. That's problem with blitzing. Always double check for captures and forcing moves. Alright, let's see what's happening in other games. Pirate already got the win. Got a bye. Cheesy Noob late. Miro BTW, dude, I'm gonna have to like report you to lichess for that simul game, bro. You got like 11 cent upon loss in our simul game where you played like a perfect game. What's up with that? We got a report. Speaking of online cheaters, thank you for the subscribe. Subscribe to tier 1. Hey, it's Miro has subscribed for 32 months. Perfect simul game. It should have been a draw, but I I hung a one move combination. That was an amazing game, man. Unbelievable. We both played like perfectly until I hung a one move trick. At the end, should have definitely been a draw. All right, Resident Inspector, Ruslan Bear. What are we gonna check out here? Let's see. Aldisto, Resident Inspector. The black side, Dutch. Aldisto playing the Dutch. King's Indian type of structure. Some kind of classical Dutch. Gotta remember. Dude, that was one of the best Simon games I think I've seen, you know. And you're playing like a gambit line. Well, I was like trying to give you a pawn with g4 and you wouldn't even take it. You're like playing for the win with h4. I thought you would take the pawn and it would end up a draw, but you're even playing for the win at the very end. I was pissed to lose, but I was shocked at the end of the day by, when I went over the simul games, how accurate that game was. One of the best games. Aldisto here playing black. Alright, what else? Nothing happening there. Asterbate. Excel Poker. Excel Poker Catalan. Right. Irrationally playing for a win. Always. It's a good habit. Or not. There's an upside and a downside to that. You win more games and you lose more games. Alright. I don't know what the net result is of trying too hard to win. Usually it's slightly negative, I would imagine. Catalan. Knight f3, g3, h6. You know what's funny? My game this weekend was a classical Nimzo. d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, queen c2. The computer wants to play h6 in that position. Maybe it's like top 3. I was like, Jesus. Early h6. It's a nice structure. It's a nice structure for white, and I think the trade of queens is beneficial. But Ruslan's so fast. That was another game that I was very pissed about. The last game I lost against Ruslan, I got distracted in a queen ending where I was better. And we ended the simul by losing a winning position. You actually pointed out the winning move at the end. Hey, it's Miro. But the Ruslan is very, very, very fast, very quick. I do think like Excel Poker, one of the higher rated players here, he has pretty good clock management skills. Usually the people who have some experience playing over the board have the best clock management skills of the players here online. Ruslan just plays fast. Bravo Gay. Alpha Bravo. Are you still active? Are you still in active chess? That's that's a funny comment, because there was a time when rapid chess was called action chess, and then it sort of inherited this name of active chess. So when you say that, it's kind of like, you know, asking if I play rapid chess. But I guess your intention is to ask me if I'm still active in chess. Yeah, I do play 1 or 2 tournaments and Hungarian. I play 1 or 2 tournaments a year usually, and Hungarian league. So Generally, I play around 30 games a year. Something like approximately every year, approximately like 30 games a year. Usually the seniors. Just getting into the senior circuit now. I'm liking that. Well, I mean, the great thing about senior tournaments is no kids. I'm in the senior tournaments for the older women. No, I mean, I've been doing the same routine for probably like the last 15 years, pretty much playing an average of, well, the last 10 years, an average of like 30 games a year. Before that, I played even less for a couple of years when I was playing poker. I haven't truly been an active player since the early 2000s, like 2007. I would say after, until like 2007, 2008, I used to play a lot. Maybe, 50 to 70, 80 games a year. Maybe more. A lot more in some cases. When I lived in the United States, I even played over 100 games a year on occasion. Now I'm down to about 30. But I'm having trouble with the 2600 level grandmasters taking my rating points. Not too many, fortunately. Okay, so this is a very good lesson, positional lesson here from Excel Poker. Blockading, Rubinstein-esque, Tarash. Knight on h5 is horrid. I mean, the knight on the side of the board isn't always bad. This knight on a4 has better potential than the one on h5. A lot of people dogmatically assume all knights on the side of the board are bad. That's just dogmatic thinking. Dogmatic thinking is rarely good enough. Somebody's got to comment in the chat room. I don't want that. Usually the seniors to be the last thing in chat for like an hour. Do we have to end on that note? I'm managing to maintain my ELO rating. We're holding around 2350. I think not losing points is like a gain. Not losing points is the new like winning. Because of FIDE rating deflation. Yeah, it's like, years ago I would be able to get up to 2400 easily. I think the secret is to like live in Austria or something. If I lived in Austria, I could get over 2400. But you need to live in like a wealthy country. It turns out this former teammate of mine, had been gaining a lot of points in Austrian league. He's been cheating for years. They caught him. I told you about it the other day. It's not enough to play in the Austrian league. You have to cheat too. It'd be hard for me to get up to 2400. I mean, not living here in Hungary, it's like very hard. I just have to like play really, really, really well in order to do that. Hand pick my tournaments. You could probably do it. I could probably do it if I had the time and I could just like literally hand pick, selectively. Very carefully hand pick like what tournaments you play in. Where there's just like mostly weak club opposition. No professionals. Not too many sharp kids. I was surprised there was this one guy on the team that we played last weekend who was like 2400 and he's not even an IM and he's like almost as old as me. It's like, how is this guy's rating 2400? He's never been as strong as me, and it's just like he must just like super protect his rating or something. Could you please let me join your team? Yes. You have to try to join the team. I will do that. Open like a new window. Path to win. Just on the cut of enough games to join the team, but I'll allow it. All right. What rating level gives you the GM title? Well, you have to make title norms. It's not so simple. But you have to have 2500 and you have to have 3 performances that are around 26. You have to reach 2500. My max ever was like 2470 unofficially. And I've never made a 2600 performance, which is a GM norm. I think my best performance ever was like 2550. I've never had a close to 26. It was like one tournament where I could have reversed the loss to a win. I would have made a GM norm. I was like a full point short. It's like my best result ever. Probably a couple of like low, 2500s performances. But I've never had a 26. But I kind of gave up actively trying for the GM norms. Maybe like a long time ago. Let's say 2008. Ruslan is like holding, man. He plays really, really well. Bishop takes h3 was a good move, I think, because black trades like a weak pawn for a relatively healthy pawn. This is a textbook draw, but Excel Poker's technique his endgame technique is superior. He's quick, but it should be a draw. Still, it's kind of dynamic because both sides have competing pawn majorities. There is a situation where black has these pawns on the wrong color. This pawn is also kind of vulnerable. I don't know about g5. It's possibly not a terrible move. It's like ugly structurally. That's definitely a bad move. Ruslan should have played h4 instead of g5. I don't love g5. Now he's probably like still drawing, but he's right on the... I think he's at the point where he's like really on the verge of losing now. He screwed up his position pretty seriously with both pawns on the wrong color. However, with just 2 pawns left, Ruslan should have chances somehow to hold this. He's got to bring the king over to defend. Now, will these pawns drop? I mean, Ruslan needs to sacrifice his bishop for the last pawn. Is that going to be possible or not? I'm not sure. But f6 looks... We're just kind of forcing that king over there. What just happened? Man, he just like panicked. He just panicked? Wait a second. It's the wrong color rook pawn. Jesus. That's unbelievable. Dude, I don't know, man. I mean, he's gonna draw this. That's it, man. Draw. That's pretty impressive. This guy's supposed to be 1877. He's also played really well against me. So his rating is way too low. This is a new account. I honestly thought he was like around 2,000 in his old account. Alright. Yeah, that was a nice save by Black there. He made a bad move with G5, I thought. That wasn't exactly the safest way to play that. But we were following. He still has the draw there. Alright. Yeah, that was impressive. For Black to say that. Alright, so second round coming up. 7 rounds. If you join before the halfway point, you can play. You can't join after round 4. You have to join before round 4, the halfway point. Before the start of round 4. You have to be a member of our team, Pawn and Horses Club. Good luck, everybody. We've got a total of 19 players yet, so far. Raftamov lost against Heroku. Alright. Path to Win is new. Cheesy Noob has joined us. Not a lot of draws here. Alice still gotta win. Zenchess gotta win. Shockey gotta win. Dinesh for the win. Everyone sucks. The mysterious everyone sucks but me gotta win. Heroku got the win. It's a good format. I like the 7 rounds and the fast rapid, but I've got to be careful not to use too much time. I have a tendency to get in time pressure. 3 minutes between rounds. I mean, it seems a little long. Maybe I should make it 2. Objectively, or maybe I should change it based on the time control. Maybe with like the longer 10 or 15 minute games, we should make it 3 minutes, and then for this faster, we can make it 2. And let's go with 2 bishops again. Oh, he won that. The King's Indian structure. It was a Dutch. Remember the Aldisto plays the Dutch if we're white. What other games do we see? Excel Poker. Playing the Catalan with white. No, I've got an opponent I've never ever played. I assume everyone's a computer and then go from there. It's just like funny, man. I mean, both games I've had since Sunday were classical Nimzos. My game I lost, in the Hungarian Team Championship was this variation. It's really aggressive, but it has the highest winning percentage of any move for black. It also has the highest winning percentage for white. And now my opponent played the exact same move the player the other day played. What's up with that? Only Grandmasters play e4. e4 is like white's critical continuation there. I mean, the point is that b6 doesn't fight for control of e4 directly, so white has the option to play. We had a really weird game. Yeah, okay, a guy played like a very strange move here against me. I think g3, which was a novelty. We had a simul game on Sunday, 25 board simul. They played g3. I looked at it after the game. No one has ever played that move. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe it wasn't a simul. Maybe it was yesterday, in fact. It wasn't the simul. It was yesterday. Yesterday we had some rapid games in the morning. So b4. Well, I mean, b4 is a classical sort of continuation. Sometimes I wonder if I can like do e5. I don't think white's going to castle queenside after playing b4. He's focusing on this diagonal, but leaving the king in the center for a long time. I think this is still like major theoretical position. We've transposed into a very standard variation. Sometimes white does some kind of pawn sacrifice with like d5, but not in this position. The key is this, bishop, trying to make this bishop great again. Knight e4 is probably all theory. We're transposing into like Kramnik-Polgar. An old Kramnik-Polgar game I remember. This is a very likely, very common position. I don't know, Queen e7 is probably not the main move. It's a move, but white's playing this in a very standard fashion. Now knight e4, queen c2. But I was thinking maybe we try something else. But like what? If you're not going to play that, like what are you going to do? Dinesh Genius. It's a modest name. 1870 bullet. Much higher in longer games. Well, he seems to know the mainline theory. Yeah, move 11. I'll have to show you my game, but I lost in the classical Nimzo. It was a really interesting game. My opponent introduced a theoretical novelty, and I found online like the same game had been played in Blitz between like Andrew Tang and some strong like Azeri grandmaster on lichess, but I improved on the black player's play. So basically we played like a theoretically important game that was an improvement on any known previous games. 20 good moves is not enough. Now 92 is a little bit passive for white. Basically feels like he's also dropping a pawn. Well, yeah, no rook in games allowed in the Dutch. This is not the Dutch. Just looks like a Dutch. So he's sacrificing a pawn here potentially for a possible play on the G file. Yeah. No, knight d2, I doubt that's a good move. I assume white's supposed to castle. So now if I take the pawn, is it worth the risk, is the question. I love pawns. No, not really. I'm not an overly materialistic player. I have played in this type of situation myself with white in some similar types of positions. I mean, objectively it's probably not sound. Yeah, knight g1. Knight g1. That's why are you bringing up my Lambit old game? Yeah, knight g1 is crazy. That would be crazy. I'll never play knight g1 in the Nimzo again. Alright. Yeah, your next session with Ivan Sokolov, ask him about the knight g1 Nimzo. That was a stupid variation to play. Alright. But move 11, you're done your team championship. The amateur team championship. How did your team fare? Carfare. Carvana. Astrobate, are you playing? Or just commentating today? I think our opponent is he still green? He is green, he's thinking. You could sack the exchange. That is pretty crazy. I mean, there's nothing to think about here. You could have been thinking on the last move. It was conceivable to play like king takes d2. Though objectively that's really risky as well, of course. I think I might have gone for it. So after bishop g2, rook g1, I can play either bishop e4, trading off one of his dangerous bishops, or bishop f3, preventing away from castling. What would you play? You're also just chatting. Oh, I forgot to put just chatting in my stream tags. You have a headache again. The whole world has a headache. All right. Yeah, this is weird. Maybe he's just pissed he blundered. I mean, the only thing you could possibly consider here would be sacking an exchange with castles. But it seems far too over the top. Well, pawn is one thing. I'm definitely going to take his rook if he castles. Means he's not disconnected. It says he's joined the game. Well, maybe like he has like a food delivery or something. The pizza guy came. That's more important than chess. How's E. Stephen Doyle? Move 11. I saw some photos. Some photos from the amateur team championship. You know, he's a formerly of the Toms River Chess Club. You wouldn't take the exchange sack? Ah. Well, I think one of my first games I was streaming where I was black and a Sicilian, I had that situation, and I bishop takes b2, didn't take the rook on a1 6 years ago. One of my first streams, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take that rook. I'm up a pawn. I don't need to take more material. Eating is a basic need. Yeah. Well, I feel better tonight. I didn't have any carbs. I'm having my carbs now. I ate just chicken and salad, and I don't have like food coma, brain fog. No pasta or anything like that. No. I ate a large portion of chicken and salad, and you shouldn't eat before you play chess in general, but I don't know what happened here. I mean, the guy just like, he was abducted by aliens. It could be a Chinese spy balloon. Maybe, I don't know where he's from. He has an Indian name, Dinesh. But, it's just a blunder. So this is theory. Kojal. Speaking of Kojal, all right, who's Kojal? Played a lot of these people. All right, but anyway, half full. 92 question mark. Castles. Wow, knight g5. Yeah, I don't trust knight g5. Yeah, but it's a move. I don't know what black should play here objectively. Rook f6. Surprised no one has played rook f6. What's up with that? Reminiscent of the classic Polgar Kramnik game. It's hard to believe that no one has tried rook f6, at least tried it. It's crazy. Did I do something wrong? What did I do wrong? I don't understand what I did wrong. I'm not supposed to play knight e4 here. Eperyeshi Laszlo. Still hanging in there. I saw a post on Facebook today from Dr. Laszlo. Yeah, bishop takes f3 is not my cup of tea. Alright, anyway, another short game for Sladgie. I don't know what happened. Someone abducted my opponent. Perfect game. 15 CPL, 0 inaccuracies. I've had 2 non-games, and you guys are already done. That's crazy. I only played half a game, and we timed out. How the heck? No, that's wrong. That's old. Sorry. We have 3 ongoing games. Alright, that was weird how the clock was ticking. I was going to say, you guys can't be done already. Zen Chess brutalizing his opponent. Everyone sucks but me against Audisto. Ooh, it looks like a dragon or something. Accelerated dragon. But Audisto doesn't play mainline Sicilian, so it really can't be a proper dragon. Oh, Audisto playing the Verisov. Transposing to a Pierce with white. Oof. Dude, that drops a piece with e5. Homie, are you sure about that? Black had e5. Excuse me? Damn. Guys, come on. Pawn moves to e5, forks. Force the pieces there. That's quality. Quality chess right there. Jesus, Alice still losing? Dude, what's up? Yeah, my score against everyone obsessed with me is not that convincing. 5-3. Whew. Alice was lucky he has a move there. I thought he was busted. Wow. It must have taken him a while to see that. Alice found the only move, Queen B6. And he's a comfortable 2 pawns up. This looks good now. King Marcher, pretty good player. Super agreed to play for NCL online. I don't understand, why do they have a 4 NCL online? Like, I mean, I get it, like, during the pandemic. Why does that even exist still? My theory is that anyway, you know, as long as it's like not for money, it should be worth doing. 4 Nations Chess League, it's like the English team chess league. Well, not English, but obviously it's like the team chess league for the UK. Whatever you call it now. I don't know with Brexit. What anything's called anymore. Yeah, I mean, we had a Hungarian player caught cheating for years, apparently. Arsenal fan. He's been playing Hungarian, Austrian leagues, cheating for several years. But he's also been banned online. So it's pretty rampant, man. But I think you know, it's like, if it's not about rating points or money, I just would, like, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, it sucks, but I wouldn't, like, be like, oh man, I shouldn't play. If it costs you, like, rating points or money, then you know, I wouldn't do it. If the point is, like, you're playing for training, for practice, then I just rate it off. And I wouldn't be like, oh, I'll never do this anymore. Hopefully. But if it's something about ranking or ratings or whatever, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cheating going on. I know, like, Keith Arkell has been very, very vocal about it on Facebook, in the English chess scene. A lot of online, you know, a lot of cheating during the pandemic period. But, you know, I wouldn't let it bother you, like, unless it's about, you know, prizes or, well, I'm never going to play online for prizes, first of all. If it's about, like, ranking or some kind of qualifying or something, I don't know. You lost to 1100 rated 12-year-old. Yeah, no, I mean, no, I wouldn't do it if it's going to tilt you. But I think any kind of online tournaments or any kind of online play, you know, I guess, like, tournaments online just don't make sense. This is a friendly tournament where I can control the field and kick out people who might potentially cheat. But I guess the whole concept of tournaments is usually based around some kind of achievement or prize or qualification or something. You know, if there's something to be gained by winning, people will cheat. But someone was on my chat a while back talking about how they don't play long games online because people cheat. No, get over it. That doesn't matter. 1 in 10 games you're going to face a cheater. So if it's about training and practicing and getting better, then you just write off that 10% of the games. But yeah, as far as like a league or something, I don't. Yeah, I agree. I mean, online cheating is the same as over the board cheating. If they've been caught, it should damage their reputation the same. Bumble proceedings. Alright, we got real chess now. You know, I was talking to Hera Imre about cheating, and he was talking about how like in France, years ago, Grandmaster Feller was like banned. Um, my understanding is like he actually got convicted in like a French court. Of some sort of crime regarding that. Okay, the Nimzo. Why am I playing the white side of the Nimzo? He was like, suspended sentence of like some small jail time or something. I mean, let's say you cheat and then someone, calls you out on it, and then you do the Hans and you cry like, damaged my reputation, I'm Andrew Tate, I'm gonna sue you for $30 million. But what if, that's a lie? Then I think you are liable for a serious punishment. If you try to fraudulently accuse someone of damaging your reputation when you were really guilty, I think then we're talking, so Hans sues Magnus for like millions of dollars, or attempts to sue him for like millions of dollars, and he's really guilty. It turns out, you should be liable for even like possible like jail time. I mean, that's the way the world should work anyway. You can't just like cry every time you know. But it's going to be impossible for that whole thing to be resolved. I don't know how a frickin' court of law is gonna. It's really sad, man. I hope like they don't brush it under the rug and reach some settlement with that Hans guy. He's such a creep. The problem is, right, so Chess.com said they'll never settle. That's good, because it would really set a terrible precedent if they did. I don't like Cheese.com, but they've got to stand by their guns. Because a lot of times it's like a question of just like the cost of going to court. It's easier to pay somebody $1 million than to pay your lawyers like $3 million for defending yourself in court, The temptation is to take the easy way out. Zen Chess playing the Nimzo. It's a proper Nimzo we have here. I haven't played this line much, and in recent years, I'm a little rusty. Rustica. Well, I mean, I don't know. We're all waiting with bated breath to see what will happen. Rook to e8, putting pressure on the center. So this feels like we're transposing to a game I actually played with black against Sabo Gergo 6 years ago. I can't believe 2017 was 6 years ago, 7 years ago. 2017, this was 2016. I think it was 2016. Actually, maybe I played twice. So it was the second year. It was probably 2017. I played this 6 years ago with black and lost. Not the exact same position though. I'm thinking that maybe my pawn was on b6. Queen a5 is a really, really, really... Did I say that enough times? That's a really, 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 really strange move. Does anyone understand what Queen a5 is about? I guess you're just tying my knight down to c3. I still think it's a strange move. Provoke the win of time? Yeah. The Donald Trump strategy. Just delay forever. Delay and deflect. Court cases can just go on forever and ever. Alright, what are we going to do? Queen e1? Queen e1, knight a5 looks problematical. I wanted to play knight g3. What's wrong with knight g3? What's right about it? He's got me confused with these weird queen moves. Defer and reflect. e4. I want to play knight g3, but my d4 is too weak then. I really don't know what to do. Juice box wizard. Queen a5, bishop d2, c4, bishop c2. Well, I mean, c4 is a more kind of traditional move. Maybe in the structure, but if he does it, he has to watch for e4. c4 takes the pressure off of d4, making it easier for me to play e4 later. You've got to be very careful about when you do that and when you don't. It might be good, but it's very committal, so black has to judge that. I know from trying to play black, the game I lost to Gergo, I never normally play this line with black. It's like a Reshevsky variation. I always found, it was easier to play with white, and I tried to avoid it. And I ended up playing that one game and losing. That left a bad taste in my mouth. Knight g3 is a normal plan here. I don't know, I did queen b1, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Not sure what my plan is at this point. classic, but bottom. Bottom. I'm feeling the minions. Queen e1, knight a5 is no longer a fork. Damn it. Where's my plan, bro? I don't like when the knight a5 comes here and hits my rook with tempo. That's why I played rook a2, but I mean it's a usual move in this. It's actually Reshevsky. No, queen c8, trying to play bishop a6, that's another idea. You see what he's thinking about here. But this drastically weakens his b6 pawn. Queen c8 is, yeah, maybe a safer way of trying to do that. And now I go here. Man, a4 is a good move, potentially. Keeps making me change my plan every 5 seconds. It's an interesting game. Rich and strategic. What is a bad bishop? The whole concept of bad bishop. Man. There goes my attack on the king side. Can't believe you played that. I say I can't believe you played that. So what's the big deal, man? Jeez. That's the big deal. Do I have e4? I can't believe you played king h7. What a crazy move. Definitely not what I anticipated. I'm glad you did. Knight e7 looked concerning to me. I didn't like queen h3. Dude, you're like way too obsessed with not trading queens. I didn't like... do I have a check here? I mean, what are you doing? Are you trying to play like queen a3 now? Seriously? That's so weird. You're just obsessed with not trading queens? Alright. The queen is just popping all over the place. Popping and bopping. Bad bishops defend good pawns. You think John Watson said it? Jesus Christ. Plagiarism. I'm going to take John Watson to court. Jesus, dude. That's an extremely famous quote. No, I'm sure that John Watson wouldn't take credit for that. Do I have any good quotes? I don't know. I thought Arsenal was keeping track. I don't even know what we're doing here. It was in his book. Not the first book it's been in. I like your rook on a6. It's a wonderful piece. Rook b8 as well. You've got to be freaking kidding me. I invented that. Getting distracted. Bro. We're so close. Yet so far away. Can't believe I'm doing this. I just need to get my other rook across. It's a good thing h2 is easy to protect. Bad pawns defend good bishops. Jesus, e4. My God. My light squares. '87 is a great move. But the thing is, I don't understand about Zen chess is how is he so freaking fast? He always has more time, no matter what. Like, no matter what. It's really bizarre. We finally got a little bit of coordination, but he still has more time. Whoa. The mad cheapo. Yeah, he was supposed to get some counterplay going on, but never materialized. I'm with the band. All right. That was tense. I was getting really shaky there on time. Ruslan's still playing against Iraq. Is that right? No, can't be. Wow. Still 2 games going on. Raftamov against Ruslan. That should be good. Raftamov beat me in a nice game in our simul on Sunday. Clearly a pretty good player. It was a Sveshnikov. Oh, this doesn't look good for black. He does have a move, apparently. I wasn't sure if the white king should go to g3 there. He could actually put the king on g3 and take the knight with the king right now. Imagine if your king is on g3. Oh no, then the rook is hanging. Whoa, it's mate. Oh man. What was that? Follow. 4 Quartic. Or Quartich. 4 Quartic. 4 Quartic. I don't know how good the game with Zen Chess was objectively, but we won. That's the important thing. Excel Poker's creeping up. Shockey had a draw. Shockey Aldisto draw. How's their personal score? 3-2 in favor of Aldisto. 3 knights game. I doubt this variation has a very good reputation for black. That's interesting. Alright, last game, Urek against Pyrat. Oh man, 2 connected past pawns. But the outside pawns are coming home to roost. Those 2 are pretty dangerous. Not sure you have time for g5. But maybe you do. Wow, this is really interesting. Do you push? Do you retreat your king? Man, do you take on g5? Takes, h4, push, h3, push, h2, queens first. That's good. I think you gotta take on g5 there. Although this might be fine. Yeah, that's an issue though. There is an issue here. Black can defend. He didn't find it in time. He has knight a7, knight c6. It's not so simple. Knight e7. I'm not sure that white is winning. Knight a7. What do? You gotta bring your king up or something. Probably like takes on g5, king takes g5, king up, and then the h-pawn's running. h4, d6, knight c6, king d5, h3, king takes c6, h2, but I would have d8 check. Man, that's a crazy position. It's knight a7, king c4 right away. Apparently the engine can't figure it out. King c4, the only winning move. Yeah. So you're gonna queen with check. That's what happens. White queen's first, but black queen's with check. And the computer says that white is winning. Mildly complicated, though. Mandrake, 1975. The Mandrake Club. Famous chess reference from the UK. Alright. Mandrake root. Nightshade. Stock market taking a dump today. Great to hear. We need more interest rate hikes. Phew. Uber driver's not gonna like that talk. What's up? The Uber driver. How's your Uber hanging? Consider all captures and checks on every move. Not that difficult to do that, you know? Captures and checks. All forcing moves, basically. Capture sounds so materialistic. Wow, how many points does Ruslan Bear have? This is a weird pairing. I didn't expect to play him. He beat me in a simul. New account. He drew me in another game. I don't remember what that was. That was a long time ago. Okay. What does he play against E4? I don't know. He plays this like annoying system against the Sicilian that drives me kind of crazy. Actually, I don't even remember what he plays here. I just wanted to get out of that Sicilian thing a little bit. 4 knights. That's fine, whatever. 1877. Oh yeah. It's reversed Spanish. The old reverse Spanish trick. It's like that famous... There was a famous dynasty with black, where like Lasker was black. What was it, like Tarash Lasker? I don't remember. It was in 500 Master Games of Chess. There was one game where it was like famous game with reverse colored Spanish. Objectively, what's the best move for black in this position? Objectively. I don't know, dude. Objectively, Ruslan must have taken his Wheaties or something. He ate his Wheaties. Meaties. Ruslan is suddenly a master. He drew... Damn, dude. I can't see his score from the tournament. But he drew with XL Poker. Knight h4, classic centralization. He did the same thing against XL Poker. He put his knight on h5. Remember? He just goes for that every time. He doesn't care. He got away with it against XL Poker. He just put the knight on h5 with like a white pawn on g3. It had nowhere to go, except for back. Excel Poker had a nice position. Very good position. It was a beautiful position. Not winning, but very good. Now what would Uber Driver recommend? Now what, knight g5, is that next? Oh, bro. Easy now. Down. Down, Spike. No need for ultra-violence here. That is a crazy thing to do. We're going to be principled. Damn, he's just not respecting the principles. Do I need to worry about b4? Feels like it's not really necessary. Still, it might be useful at some point, but not strictly necessary. Now, what would move 11 do? It was similar, his game with Excel Poker. In a way. He was under a lot of pressure, just kind of narrowly hung on, and Excel Poker allowed too much simplification into a drawn ending. We got to keep the pressure on without allowing him to swap too many pieces. A5 is definitely worth considering. That would weaken my queen side a little bit. I feel like we have a huge position here. Hugo. Not queen g6. For obvious reasons. Now my plan is rook d4. My name is Acerbate. Acerbate, I should make you I was thinking today, we should make you an honorary team captain of the Pawn and Horses team. Along with me and Mr. Coffee. Give you some responsibilities. You need more responsibilities. I don't know if b6 is a good move. And this guy has really changed his speed and style, feels like. There's no way he's 1877, and that's solid. Bishop f3. He's got it. No. He's got it. Here's Johnny. Queen G5. You played A4. Now it's time for provocations. I'm absolutely not threatening anything here. Control the center and space. What does that have to do with chess? Fundamental. Since when are the fundamentals important? This is the modern era. You know what's funny? His queen is like in another land. This is like the Wizard of Oz over here. You're like in a little prison cell. Stay in your kennel, White Queen. So, man, it's difficult to see what White's gonna do here. Queen F4 check is unnecessary. Unnecessary roughness. My name is Daryl. This is my D pawn. No, my E pawn, whatever. Imagine if Black plays like E3. If E3, he's in positional jail. But I don't really want to do that. Space Race. Did anyone else watch Space Ghost? When they were a kid, that was one of my favorite cartoons. What was it? Johnny Quest. They did a remake of Johnny Quest, but I don't think it was really successful. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Dude, this is too much space. Space Ghost. Check. E3. I guess I should just take with the... Always take. Take with the pawn. He's in pawn jail. No, I don't think he can take that. Good luck on that. Looks like very badly miscalculated here. Bishop d3, rook d3, rook d3, rook d3, bishop d3. Sorry, there's only one bishop. Rook d3, bishop d3, queen d3, draw. It's obviously a draw if you just take. Take, 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 take. And that's it. It's a draw and queen ending. He believed me. I don't know if I had another way to do it. But I'm going to stand by this. Modern technology. Winning the exchange. Very clear and simple. No need for checks or captures. Or too many complications. Yes. Check. So easy a child could do it. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. We had a gift sub from Staff Argan today. Let's keep it going. Keep it rolling. You're not going to trade the rooks on d2? Then I'm going to have to do it. I'm afraid I'm going to have to borrow that rook. My rook. Your rook. I'm threatening like something. What am I threatening? Queen d2. Queen d2, queen g3. Queen d6 check. And this helps him. Okay, this is a technical win. Technical win. Technical. Textical. Oh, draw. Draw? Obviously, this is drawn now. Cheapo. No, we can't do that. Anticlimactic. No, this is fun. I just don't put anything on light squares. It's only on dark squares. Look. He can't take anything if I put them on dark squares. It's like a force field. Chess force field. Alright, it was a clean victory. Perfect game. I made an inaccuracy. I made an inaccuracy. What? Oh, we were following a game there. Martin Bastian. Now that's a solid sounding name. What was my inaccuracy? Rook fe8 was an inaccuracy? Are you freaking kidding me? I missed bishop g4. Damn, I can't see the graph properly. Alright. That's the way we gotta play. Gotta keep it under 20 cent upon loss. Hiroko's still playing. You ruined. Oh, goodness. That's a lot of pawns. The knight's trapped. Oh no. Too many pawns. Don't even need the knight. Yeah. Man. Was he opening a Sveshnikov? Sveshnikov. Proper Sveshnikov with c4, queen a5 check, queen d2. That I've never seen before. Are you guys serious? c4, queen a5 check? Is that a normal move? c4 is a line, right? Usually black plays b4. Or like knight d4 second a pawn or something. Yeah. I've never seen anyone play queen a5 check. Wow. So queen a5 check. White just plays queen d2. It goes into this ending. There's a check. White has f4. He played it. Going for the material. It's funny though, king d1 has been played. Because ultimately white has like a double threat. To win the pawn at b5 and to play knight c7 check. So f4 isn't necessarily obligatory. We might win a pawn either way. The question is, does like black have any compensation on the dark squares? It's plus 1.0. But it's interesting, you know, if white doesn't know that, it looks like f4 is serious inaccuracy. Well, it's not just an inaccuracy, right? It's like a blunder. You have bishop takes f4 check. Wow. A 2300 allowed this. That's crazy, man. Okay, so you take and take on b5, but black's okay here. They actually followed that game. So king d1. Is it legal? 3 more rounds to go. It's too late to join, I'm afraid. 24 players in total. Oms must have just joined. But he's playing another game. I'm not sure if he really joined or not. Maybe he was going to join and then change his mind. Sigaru, Chizinu. They're not in. Rafmadov has 2. No relation to Rafmadov. Pyrat. Uber driver, Nefedov. Nefedov's in with a win. In 5 moves. Wait, Nefedov, how did you win in 5 moves? What? Have to win, just like abandon the game? He's afraid of your gambit. Okay. I'm only playing d4 lately in serious mode. Obviously I could play other things, but I'm just kind of trying to... perfect my d4. I realize that my e4 kind of sucks, so we might as well just like be good at playing d4. It's so hard to play e4. There's so much. It's overwhelming. That's what Hera Imre said to me this weekend. It was funny because I played him 25 years ago. He was a little kid and he was an extremely strong prodigy. He was like 23, 30 when he was 11 or 12 years old. Very, very strong. And he played e4 against me. And I thought, oh, after all these years, he was always an e4 player. But then I looked at his games. It turns out he like quit e4 when he came back to chess. So it's time for the... What was that? The G3 variation. The guy played in the World Senior. Did we already play this once? The d5, g3 that I never had thought of before. What was his name? Ubi Lava? Ubi Lava. The Ubi Lava. Things dogs should not eat. Lava. Alright. Don't feed your pets strange foods that they're not supposed to eat. Guinea pigs like sugar cubes, but it doesn't mean they should eat them. Alright, what am I supposed to do here, seriously? E3? Tony Miles would do that. It's kind of lame, though. I don't know, we just go into a boring ending if knight e4. Take, bishop d3. Yeah. Yeah, got my pairing. Someone who went from 1700 to 2400. Dude, but I mean, anybody could be 1700, like, their first day or something, online. You gotta make sure they were 1700 for a while. They didn't just, like, immediately go up to 2400. Not to be, like, you know, Mr. Contrary. If we're talking about online ratings. Yeah. Classic progress. He went from relative beginner to strong master in 3 years. Yeah, that sounds pretty classic. I see that all the time. I wish I could improve that quickly. Well, I mean, 2400, what are we talking about? Blitz? What rating are we talking about? All 2400? Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people on lichess who are like that strength, and then they have like 1700 FIDE in their profile. So black does not go for the knight e4 simplifying plan. I'm feeling inspiration here. Really depends on what black does. I guess like on the next move. See, it helps me more than my usual psychotic aggressive online style. But I mean, that's not how you play against me. You play very, very solidly lately. What you might want to do is like look at their games, and I think the easiest way to prepare for someone is to look at the games they lost and see. The quickest way to prepare for someone is to see the games they lost and try to understand, you know, What made this player lose? I think if there's any way like you can apply that to you personally. Find like 10 games they lost and see if there's a sort of pattern, any sort of pattern to the games they lose. I think I have to take. Now Shaki's another player who, by the way, speaking of psychotic players who play solidly, he's a player who's capable of playing like ridiculously aggressive, but seems like of late, we've seen very solid play. I mean, some of us are like, chess multiple personality disorder, I guess. Is d5 a mistake? I mean, it looks like, it's a normal move. I personally probably would have gone with more of a hedgehog type of thing. Well, I mean, bishop takes f3 is risky. I probably would have played d6 with black. Been more flexible. But I think all of the above are possible. And they're all different, totally different styles. Like, there was a game I had in an earlier round where the computer said the second best move was bishop takes f3. But that's why I was delaying castling. If he plays bishop takes f3, I can actually seriously consider castling queenside. I don't, I'm going to be more reticent about it if I'm already castled kingside. Of course, I can still put my king on h1. I mean, d5 seems like the most principled move, very solid. But what about knight takes? Could he have played... Can he play knight takes d5 here? Is it... Yeah, I mean, I can play e4, but the thing is, I mean, yeah, I've got a center. But it's like a semi-Tarash, and I mean, there's the Kosich principle, which is just trade 2 pieces and she can't attack. She doesn't know how to play chess, If you have an aggressive opponent who just like basically always just basing all of their play on attacking chess, Kosich's principle is that you trade 2 pieces off, and they can't play chess anymore. So knight takes d5, e4 eliminating the second minor piece from the game, leaves way with very limited attacking chances. It's hard to attack, with only 2 minor pieces in this kind of queen pawn game. If he plays knight takes d5, I mean, it's hard to attack here, but here he's got the more stable center. No, I think he played this in a very fundamental way. The other possibility is knight e4. Knight e5, pawn e5. What's up with that? Knight e4. I'm not convinced. Knight e4. Queen c2. Knight c3. It's unconvincing. Yeah. It's unconvincing. So I don't know what to do here. Speaking of Kosich, guess he was in my mind because he played this variation against me. But he also seems like the kind of player who would like it with white. E3, Queen's Indian. Safe position. just don't have much here. Don't really know what to do. I don't know. So if 94, 95 takes 94, I was thinking 94 queen c2, knight c3. Bishop takes h7 is probably too much. I have to just take back on c3, threatening bishop takes h7. And threatening e4. I'll take back on c3. But I don't really believe that white has enough here for an advantage. Bishop takes e4 looks stupid. You know, I can't do that. So this is basically, this appears forced. Bishop takes h7 check. It's a legal possibility. But I would be forced to sack a piece after bishop h7 check, king h8, pawn takes c3, g6, bishop takes g6, pawn g6, queen g6. Which is very unclear. But interesting. Queen h4. And he's threatening stuff. Queen h4, f4. Rook g8, dangerous. We play queen h4 right away. Not sure, does that work? What happens if I play g3? Do you have some tactical resource? Obviously I could play f4. He can't play queen g4. Maybe he's okay here. But he doesn't have f6. So I have check. So maybe he's not okay. He's down a pawn. Which rook? Neither rook. Let's get the job done. Quality is job one. I don't know. Should I play f4? Can I play without f4? You know, I was worried about queen e6. Well, now I'm threatening f5 possibly, so he can't just do anything. Rook c8 looks wrong. That looks seriously too slow. But I guess he wants to play c5. He's a traitor. Say what? Esquire. Wow, Hastings 1895. That's seriously some old school shit right there. That was the first year. No, you have an out there. He has an out. Rook e5. No, thank you. What's wrong with e4? Here's the nasty. e4, rook d7. Queen e7. Straighting into the lost king and pawn ending. I saw something with f6, Nefedov. There was some problem with f6. He plays like rook e8 or something. I think he just says rook e8, attacking my queen. So let's see. f6, rook e8. No, you know what? I looked at f6, rook takes d5, I guess. It wasn't rook e8. It was just rook takes d5, and I didn't see anything there. f6, rook takes d5. So e4 was a double question mark blunder? Wow. I was having trouble finding a constructive move. Okay, king f2 is sensible. King f2 protects e3. That's a very sensible move if I had more time. But what the heck, after e4, I saw rook e8, but I thought I was fine. I thought I was still better. I guess I misevaluated. I thought I had this. Mistakenly thinking I was still better here. It's probably just a draw. The same thing with queen d7. It's basically the same position. Nah. Yeah. It's a draw. That was a huge blunder. But f6 doesn't work either, I don't think. No, he has rook takes d5. So I have to find king f2 in time pressure. Yeah, well, no, I mean, I'm not that happy with the way I played this, but you know, you forced it with queen h4. Position is you know, relatively equal, but I thought you should have played knight takes c3. Right. I mean, I'm having the same problem with grandmasters. I just make more mistakes than they do. It's just about who makes less mistakes. Knight e4, queen h4, you make one mistake. And now I win a pawn. And now you have to like play like a computer to hold a draw. But in fact, you could have. Because I made a second mistake. Yeah, that wasn't, I mean, it's not an exciting game. I don't really like what I had there. But I'm learning from these like 2600s. You know, people have this idea that like 2600s run around playing like brilliancies all the time. But the truth is, like, maybe, you know, the top players who are like super grandmasters do that. But it seems like the average grandmaster who's like 2600, they just like don't make mistakes. They're like, you know, weaker computers almost. And there are some interesting games, but it's mostly technique. Depends on the player, though. There are exceptions. There are some players who are extremely dynamic. And they're fun, of course. Uber driver. My goodness. That's quite the connected pond you have there. My grandmom. What big connected past pond you have. So e6 check. He's not going to try a6 check. Takes a7. It's too dangerous. Uber driver got the desired result of draw. He loves draws more than I do. Well, Shaki, I honestly think that you're a dynamic player, but the Bogo, I always thought, is too solid for your style. I played the Bogo too, but it just results in a lot of kind of dry games. Not saying you should play the, you should play the crazy Fajarowitz, but maybe something a little more dynamic. We are going to get dry games in the Bogo. I mean, it's hard for white to do anything like, it's a solid defense for black. It's hard for white to do anything too dramatic against that opening, for example. I certainly know, like, playing black, it's like usually playing for either a draw or a draw. Alright, like, round 6. Mr. Coffee. Heroku has 4 points. Holy shit. 1,700 and he has 4 points? He lost to Shaki. He beat everyone's rune. He beat Alisto. Whoa. 24 CPL beatdown of Alisto. With 1 inaccuracy and 1 mistake in a King's Gambit. Alisto plays this crazy variation. But it's not so easy. You're thinking of someone else. No, Heroku's always been around 1800. 1800. He's had a Swiss Gambit, but I thought he had another good result in one of these tournaments not too long ago. It was also like way above his expected result. Not easy to beat Excel Poker though. I mean, Aldis though. That caught him off guard though, apparently. Aldis though has a hole against the King's Gambit. He likes the Philidor. But the passive, King's Gambit declined. That's not really good. Slavish. Roku plays the Slav with e6. Do we have this before? We had a game with this. No? He's a new player. 1700. He's like one of Arsenal's opponents. He's gone from 1700 to 2400 in a couple of years. Beast Dog, Deuce 7. And Dan, C7. I thought I recommended this last time. This was popular some years ago for a while with players with black. I had a game like this in the World Senior. The same exact position, I think. We transpose to a QGA. Now it's not the same. In fact, I don't remember, who it was against, but the game that I played in the Queen's Gambit Accepted by a weird transmission of moves in the World Senior against this Krasenkova woman, like, I realized over the board that I had the idea that I used against her, which was like d5 and pawn takes d5 and bishop takes d5, from analyzing a game with somebody here. It was almost the same position, exactly. And it could have even been like Heroku, although, I don't know. It does seem weird to play the Slav and the King's Gambit, just saying. That's like playing the London system and the King's Gambit. Either I'll play the London and Castle Queenside or the King's Gambit. And the Slav is like one of Black's most solid defenses. So we're close to transposing to Krasenkova. If you play a6 here, we have almost the same exact position. Maybe it is the exact same position. Maybe her bishop was on d6, now I can't remember. But I didn't have anything according to the engine. And in fact, like, I thought it was like brilliant to play d5 and bishop takes d5. Mr. Coffee, you know that study. But the computer actually said that like knight takes was better in my game, ironically, which is way more standard. This is not the same position. Okay. I think you're supposed to play like pawn takes c5 or something. Pawn takes c5, bishop takes c5. It's possible to play e4. But I don't really like find it all that convincing. Perfect play by Black, but a little bit on the passive side. What if I try the other way? What if I take with a knight? More of a classic Queen's Gambit Accepted. Here bishop takes doesn't do anything, like bishop takes d5. Knight takes d5. Knight takes d5. Queen. I have knight b6 there. But in bishop takes d5 doesn't threaten anything. Okay, I guess it's still reasonable. Maybe Krasenkova's position was better because she had b6 in and she had like knight takes d5, knight takes d5, queen b8. This is obviously catastrophically weakening Black's structure. It's like strategic kiri. That's strategically like suicide for Black. Very dubious decision. I have knight g5. It's like almost immediate oof. Almost doesn't count. Does this remind us of something? Immediate oofdom? Yeah, I mean, it was just a totally impulsive decision to play bishop e6. You gotta be patient. The thing is, like, after bishop takes d5, am I really threatening anything? I mean, I guess my threat is, like, e4. So I don't know what black should do. But definitely not bishop e6. Beast dog. Dog beast. Black is like lost. There's no way to defend e6 adequately, because if knight d8, rook takes d8, and you lose a pawn, queen c8, queen c4, and now he has to do knight d8 anyway, and it's the same thing. Let's see, rook d8, rook d8. Maybe black has a shot there. Queen c8, queen c4, knight d8, rook d8, knight e6. Now there's something like b5. b5, ab5. Well, I've got another knight, man. I've got the knight, so it's like ab5, ab5, rook a8, pawn takes c4, rook takes c8. Am I down the exchange now? But obviously black is in a very bad situation at best. If you have to play queen c8, you know, it's a bad spot. But he has another possibility. It may be no, I don't see any other possibility actually. I mean, you're gonna lose a pawn. The only chance looks like queen c8, queen c4, knight d8, and now I don't have to cash in. I don't have to cash in with rook takes d8. I could play like a5 and just sit on him. But I don't know if that's enough. You know, he'll kick me out with h6. Well, he can play knight d8 and just be down a pawn. Knight d8, rook d8, rook d8, knight e6. You know, queen c8, knight takes rook, and he's down a pawn. Black, you know, is not automatically going to lose. Now there's this move, which I totally missed, so that's good. It appears to not work, but it's good to know that I saw it. It's very reassuring. Very reassuring to know that I saw queen e5, f4, queen f5, e4, and black has to play queen g6, and then knight takes e6 is very unpleasant looking for black. But that's alarming that I didn't see the move queen e5 at all. But let's not give me any suggestions. No too much direct suggestions. But I like analyzing the lines, you know, in hindsight. Queen f5 here. He doesn't have this. Maybe he thought he had some trick. I don't know. He has to play queen f5. I don't have to play e4 either. There's also g4. And g4 is less weakening. Now he's completely lost. This is a total loss for black. Of course, I still have to sort out my queen side. Yeah, I mean, objectively, it's not that easy to finish him off here. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm close. What am I going to do? Queen c4, knight a5, queen a2, c4. It's too late to join the tournament, unfortunately. This is 7 rounds, and it's round 6. And entries are only allowed until halfway. Because it's a Swiss, not an arena. Oof. A5. Does he have a saving move here? Queen c4, queen b4. Not that black wants to trade queens. My knight is also... So I go knight g5. That's the ticket. Or a ticket, anyway. The zebra of chess. It doesn't stop e5. No, but it destroys his pawn structure. And leads to total devastation. Smothered mate. Alright. We haven't gotten a good smothered mate in a while. So Aldous, though, at least he was nice enough to allow that. Oh, the smothered mate. Chess Zebra, subscriber to the stream. Wow. Ruslan Bear strikes again. He's battled against me. He lost against me, though. Aldistow's position is not convincing. There's something very funky about White's king being on g3 in this position. Actually, I mean, Aldistow's only flaw is his crazy openings. Otherwise, I think he's a very good player. His wing gambit is pretty good. He lost the black side of a king's gambit in a weird line. If he had like professional level opening prep, he'd be quite a formidable opponent. Yeah, he's so crazy he just goes e4. But I mean, Ruslan, it's weird that Ruslan's used more time than his opponent. What's going on with that, man? So it just came over from chess because I was tired of playing the same people over and over. There are many reasons, I think, beyond that, but that's a reason. The software is better. It's not a corporation. What else makes lichess better than cheese.com? They don't have like bots to promote streamers. I like it. Alright. Yeah, I mean the interest here isn't in money, you know? The site isn't it's not about making money for some private people. That's the problem with cheese.com. Ultimately at the end of the day, you know? It's not for the chess. For the sake of the chess. So somehow Aldisto is completely in an ending where he's fine. And he has more time. You get the feeling like maybe Ruslan tires out or something. It's like round 7 or round 6. He was coming on strong and fast, and then he's kind of dying. Feels like it's a stamina issue. He's not the same as he was in the early rounds. Well, if we have subscribers, we analyze their games on Thursdays. But only what was that? Only if you're a subscriber to Twitch, to our Twitch channel. Yeah, Augusto's got the technique, man. He's got the goods here, but his position was atrocious at one point. I just don't understand what was going on there. It was a really bad. It was one of those reverse Philidors. No. Oh, he's trying to play the Jabava. Yeah, Aldisto's not playing e4. He's playing like d4, knight c3. The first fire department. Fire company number 1. Oh man, this is over. What's Ruslan gonna do? Yeah, I know what I would do with white, but I guess it's not that simple. I mean, it might be a little tricky to make progress. I know what I would do. You have a couple options here with white. I wasn't thinking that. Damn, I can't believe he retreated his king. He retreated his king back to d7. Dude, you can't retreat your king back to d7. It's not an option here. That is not an option. How about, what if we pick up the, like, Uber driver style 3 connected pass pawns? With 3 connected pass pawns, it's got to be mate, right? You got to go king d5. Can't believe he moved his king backward. It's like the black rook doesn't have a way to play. Got to go to the A file. There's no other option. This is still a little weird. I mean, white, you know, can let the G pawn migrate slightly to improve his king. Beastock subscribe, thank you. All right, then, you know, when when you can attend on a Thursday. Yeah. Because we do game analysis on Thursdays. Thank you for subscribing. Alright, E5. Princess Chess 6-4. Our favorite number. One of our favorite numbers. You guys are letting me win this tournament every week now. Oof. Ruslan needs some work on the endgame technique. He's been playing in the stream for a long time, but I always had this feeling like he was a middle-aged player for some reason. Not a kid, not necessarily an old man, but someone like middle-aged. But he's like a club player. I don't think he has real, like, serious training. He definitely doesn't have the, like, classical endgame technique. Stalemate. Alistair got the mate now with D5. No smothered mate. No stalemate, sorry. Smothered mate. I just did a smothered mate, so it's in my mind. There is no stalemate. Yeah, thank you for the sub, Beast Dog. So on Thursdays we do game analysis. You can also submit a game, and we just analyze it, and you can check out the stream later, because they're saved. You can always watch later. Oh no, it's Eric Rosen. Oh no, my queen. So what's up, guys? Last round. It's a 1 beer night. I'm not going to have a second beer. I'm trying to cut back. Alright. 1 beer is just enough. 6 points. I've had no lost positions. Yeah, we got it before the last round. Yeah, because there have been some upsets. You have 4 lost positions. I'm playing some boring chess with the D4, but I mean, that's what happens when you play 2600s every week. These guys are making me, like, afraid to take any risks, and I have to play super correct. I don't have to play another game till April, thankfully. I've got two last rounds of the Hungarian Teen Championship in April. So 2 more strong players, but one of them probably isn't a GM. It's a team of young players. So 1 more like strong player, 1 more GM, and 1 more some kid who's like high talented kid. Haruku lost. So he had a good run there. 4. I played chess the last 2 weekends on Sunday mornings, and it's just not... I don't know, Mr. Coffee, like, normally I play that tournament in the summer, but Korpich hasn't contacted me. It's a little early yet. I prefer to play the GM group, but I mean, my rating is low, so they only use me in the GM group in an emergency. I'll actually, if I move, hopefully before then, I'll actually be a lot closer to the venue. I'll be like really close walking distance to the venue, which is nice. Where did they move it to? Oh, it was at the Chess Federation, really close by. I'm going to live close to the Hungarian Chess Federation. Aldisto. I feel like I already played him today. As a young player, what are some tips I can use? Don't let your parents bring banana chips to your tournament. There was something worse than banana chips. Don't eat food at the board. To improve my chess, he's talking about. Alright, let's practice our Sicilian. No, they're having an election for Hungarian Chess Federation. I don't know if foreigners are allowed to be like officers. Probably not. But actually, that's interesting that you say that, Mr. Coffee, because there is a major election coming up, and the current president of the Hungarian Chess Federation is a sort of non-chess player who's not really loved. So that could be interesting. You would think like a person who's in charge of a chess federation should actually be someone who's, passionate about chess. That would help, right? Not even a chess politician. He's like a freaking musical, I don't know, theater director, or I don't know what he was. He was something else. He's just like a hanger-on. Maybe Orban put him there. I don't know where he came from, man. Maybe the Chinese government appointed him. Dude, there's a really gross picture I saw today. Someone posted on Facebook. Joe Biden in Ukraine, and like Orban is like meeting with the Chinese foreign minister. What a stark contrast. It's just embarrassing. All right. This political moment was brought to you by Mr. Coffee. No, this is out of stone. We've played an I pointed out that to my son today, who's a native Hungarian speaker. Orban and I went to meet the Chinese minister today. Aldisto and I played a wing gambit. People don't think about that stuff. Grammar Nazi. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Let's just play knight f6. Is that a move? Is that even a move? Can I even do this? I feel like I did this before and it didn't work out very well. I had this weird sort of realization a little while back that the wing gambit of the Sicilian, I realized like white is basically playing like the freaking Blumenfeld gambit or something here. In a way. It's really weird. It's almost like a queen pawn banco or something. Now, what's the material? I'm not down any material, but white can get a really dominant center going on. I think this is how I got in trouble last time. I feel like knight c3, queen d8, bishop e5 check or something, What percentage of your Sicilian games do you actually get a true open Sicilian? In real life, like half of them. But in like lichess, it's like 5%. It's really sick, man. You've got to play like at least 2,200 and above players for people to play the white side of the open Sicilian. It's crazy. People, they're just like self-taught and they don't know they're supposed to play like the best line of the Sicilian is the open. So generally people play like the Bodler attack. Well, way up into like the 1900, 2000 level. It's just crazy. I mean, this is Augusto's specialty. There's no sense in anything else here. Queen e6 is possible, but risky. If he takes on e5, I take on b4. I think last time he had to have played like bishop e5 check. The only other move I can think of is like bishop c4. That most of my practice in playing the Taiwan Sicilian will be practiced against anti-Sicilians. Not even anti-Sicilians, it's like really crappy, like bad closed Sicilians. All anyone does is like e4, c5, bishop c4. If you play people that are under 2000, they don't have any theoretical knowledge. So you're lucky if you get the Smith-Morra or something like that. 1 in like 10 games, someone will actually know what they're doing, it feels like. So bishop takes b4, bishop e5 check. Do I have any other option here? I feel like this is what happened last time. But it's possible it was different. I just don't really remember. I'm just making this up, you know. I don't have time to study the wing gambit, and I haven't even been playing the Sicilian lately. But I figure I ought to try to remember how to play it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, bishop e5 check. Ultimately, he has a pawn majority in the center. And how do I respond to bishop e5 check? His rook is on an open file. I guess I have to play knight d7. There just isn't really, you know, any other move there. I wouldn't say black looks great. I think black is okay, but I'm not sure that black can claim more than an equal position objectively. He has good feel for this. He's been playing it a lot. One thing I've noticed about Augusto, he's very good with bishops. He's the anti-cheesy noob. It's like the Antichrist. Although this bishop's having a little trouble getting out, it obviously has one good diagonal on b2. Now what does white do? d4 is not an option. I'm challenging his strong knight in e5. If he trades down, how are we doing? He could play like bishop a3 maybe, and try to swap off my active piece on b4, pinning me to the rook on f8, and but I don't know. I mean, you know, in an ending, it could be that black is better. Is it? Speaking of John Watson, I mean, is this an ending or a middle game? Is my queenside majority more powerful than his like central one in the end game? Watson has that book on chess strategy that I never bought, but people talked about it when it came out. It was quite well received. He talks about how the central you know, pass pawn is more powerful in the middle game, whereas the outside pass pawn is more of a strength in the end game. Cheers, Nefedov. Did you play Nefedov? Did you beat Nefedov, Asterbait? No. 2.5 versus 26.5. So I think Pavel just wanted to make me happy. You managed to beat Pavel. You've played him that many times? You're kidding, right? 2.5 versus 26.5. You don't tell me you've played Nefridov that many games. There's like no way. Does Queen E2 work? Wow. This pin looks so dangerous. Well, honestly, I mean, Arsenal fan, I just think that I've been there, man. It's like Magnus shouldn't have played in the Sinkfield Cup or whatever, man. I mean, if you're suspicious of something before it even happens, it's a kind of bad place to be. I'm super paranoid. And you just don't want to have doubts in the back of your mind when you're playing an online game. I can't concentrate. One beer a day does miracles. See? I've got my one beer. Already finished here. One Dreher. That's the problem. He's not drinking enough. Well, I just so allowed the bishop takes h2 trick. It's a good thing you're not playing, he's not playing, hey, it's Miro. So it wins a pawn, but nothing, like, devastating. More importantly, Black's or White's king is no longer safe in the long run. But he's got the bishops. Again, which I really don't want to see bishop a3. Yeah, of course. George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers. Is George Thorogood still alive? Is that a stupid question? Did you guys see on The Masked Singer or whatever, like Dick Van Dyke is still alive? People were like surprised that he's still alive. I was like, I feel bad, man. Feels bad when like, you know, people think you're dead when you're not even dead. I mean, that's crazy. He was born the same year as my dad. 1925. I don't know. With lyrics like George Thorogood, like, you can't still be alive. He lives near Biden. Maybe they hang out together. Go Joe. Alright, h6 is always a good move. You heard it here first. I didn't really give any good tips to Beast. Do 7 Beast Dog. I'm fresh out of good tips. Generally, I usually leave a good tip. But h6 is less weakening than g6. Yeah, Biden should have taken George Thorogood with him to Ukraine. They could have had a little concert. You like that banana chips thing? Man, there was some stinky food at the Budapest Open a couple years ago, Spring Open. I'll just remember it was loud and smelly. If you're going to eat something at the board, you know, it's bad enough if it's like crunchy making sounds and it smells bad. It was like this like very strong nut smell or something. Some kind of chips. And making a crunching sound. The player was incredibly annoying. Yeah, we're getting that feeling that that was a personal experience that stuck with you. I had that. I had gotten that feeling. Bishop h7. Oh no. I allowed bishop h7. He's setting up sneaky tactics. He's good with the bishops. He had the pieces practically on the actual board in squares. Did I ever tell you this weird thing that happened to me? I was playing this pretty strong Hungarian IM, and he just like, we had this awkward thing where I didn't know if he wanted to try to beat me or it was okay if it was a draw. It's like awkward to ask if you want to draw like before the game, and I didn't know if he was going to try to play for a win or a draw was okay. It's just a very awkward situation that comes up from time to time, and you know, I didn't really know what to think, and every time he made a move in the opening, he like kept putting his pieces on these like weird, the pieces were like not squarely on the square, in the center of the square. They were all like off center. It was almost like noticeable. I was like, what? I wondered if it was like some secret, you know, Masonic sign that like you want to draw. If you're playing someone and you put your pieces like not in the center of the squares. It's like a secret Illuminati way of telling the opponent without actually saying anything. That I never knew about. Like, it was really weird. I was like, huh, I never knew that. I was like having like this weird thought, you know, maybe I'm just totally paranoid, or is that some kind of weird signal that he's like offering me a draw? Without actually offering it. Because it's like, you know, considered by a lot of people inappropriate to offer a draw, prearranged draws or whatever. Although they happen, you know, it's part of the game. Can you stop threatening me? I figured it was just some secret, you know, master thing that no one ever taught me way back when or whatever. Aldisto is clearly not offering a draw here, even though he's down a pawn. You can never be too careful. Yeah, it's technically against the rules to have like prearranged draws. I mean, everyone should realize that, I guess. But I mean, you know, things happen. It's practically impossible to enforce that rule. If people want to have draw, I love the 30 move draw rule. That's my favorite. It's like utterly unenforceable. A code would be funny though. Like, what if I was really right? You know, I obviously don't know, but it would be funny if there was like secret master sign for offering a draw, and I just like gave it away. The Illuminati. Dude. Oh. Oh. Trapping my bishop. Dude, he's seriously coming back here. I'm not gonna win this. Unbelievable. I mean, it's believable, but it's also unbelievable. Now we're gonna checkmate him. Whoa. That seriously works? God damn. It's like Ruslan. This is the same thing Aldisto did to me last time. Remember? It was the exact same robbery. Yeah, he's like an unbelievable speed beast. He stole another draw. The exact same thing. Wait, it wasn't a draw. It must have been this one. That doesn't make sense. No, it wasn't you. It was someone else. Did I misremembered. It wasn't Aldisto, was it? Oh, it was. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. No, it was. It was the same thing. He swindled 2 draws in a row. Ruining my perfect score. Totally a piece down, and he saved the game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, and that saves him second place. Excel Poker's gonna kill me for that. Schieberspieler, thanks. Congratulations on your Thursday win against your nemesis. We'll check that out on Thursday. Okay, so my performance rating went down a little this week. We're still hanging around 2,500. 6.5 points. Aldisto, really, dude, I was just too tired, and you just tired me out there. So draw. Tough fight. Excel Poker still pulls out 3rd place after losing and a couple draws. Uber Driver undefeated. So we got another undefeated player. Uber Driver, of course, played only 6 rounds, however, still accumulating 4.5 points. Good job. Ruslan with 4.5, Heroku 4, Shaki 3.5, Nefedov 3.5, Rafdomov 3.5, Asterbait with 3. Asterbait on the top. Asterbait on the top of the scoreboard in the top 10. So 10th place for Asterbait. You got 2 wins in a row at the end. Asterbait's victims including but not limited to Pyrat and Nefedov. Asterbait gets a win against Nefedov. Nice job, top page. Thanks for stopping by, Schieberspieler. We'll see you on Thursday. That's it. Congratulations to me. Yeah, Asterbate with a mate there. I think we might see that on Thursday. As this Nefyadov a good sport. What happened there? It must have been a Vienna game. I think they're both going to submit that game for the Thursday stream. Maybe Nefyadov will submit it over the board game. Something more appropriate. Anyway, guys. Thanks. Yeah, the blind squirrel. Asterbate is known as a blind squirrel. So what's going on right now? Next stream tomorrow. We're going to be here for Weird Wednesday. We're going to play some Rapid Chess. And otherwise, my camera's frozen. No, just my stream is frozen. We're going to be back tomorrow, as I said. Thanks, everybody, for playing. Congratulations, Alisto, second place, Excel Poker, third. Nice fight by Alisto in the last game. Not to give up. And ruin my perfect score. Anyway, thank you guys for playing. Thanks for all being here, for subscribing. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, as always. Bye. Bye.